Let's talk about public and private IP addresses in Azure. In Azure, you get two IP addresses. You get a public IP address, like so, and this public IP address is what allows external services on the internet to get access to the resources you have hosted in Azure. But you also get a private IP address. This private IP address is for the virtual machines and other resources you have inside of your virtual network in Azure. In Azure, you assign your virtual machines here access to virtual network interfaces here, and these network interfaces are what actually get the IP addresses. Again, the public IP address, this one is what your virtual machines will use to connect with the internet, and your private IP address is what your virtual machines will use to connect and talk with each other. Let's log into Azure and look at a virtual machine as an example. We can look at an example by creating a virtual machine in Azure, and we'll just call this, we'll assign this to our test container group. We'll call this test VM NIC example 1. Then we choose our region, our availability zones, our zones. Leave this. We can skip the disk setup. The networking portion is where things are interesting. In our networking setup, we can choose our virtual network we want to assign this to. So let's choose our VPN gateway network. We can choose our subnet. So let's choose our gateway subnet. We can choose our subnet. And then here's where things get interesting. We can assign a public IP to this virtual machine, meaning if we wanted to access it, we'll be accessing it on the public IP address over the internet. What we could also do is make sure no public IP is assigned. What that'll do is set up the virtual machine so that it has a private IP, but no public. What this means is that in Azure, your virtual machines and other resources need at least a private IP address. If you enjoy this content, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe either here on TikTok or down below at my YouTube channel. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching. Stay blessed, boys. I'll see you on the next video.